stock market today analysis for Thursday, December 22nd, 2022. Before we get into taking a peek at what We Study Markets sent out today, and then looking at the definition of PPI, and then some different markets. Before we do all that, let me say welcome to the I Have Success YouTube channel, which is brought to you by the I Have Success website. Mission of I Have Success YouTube channel, website, all things I Have Success, is to help you begin your trading journey by learning how to sell cash secured put options in a way that allows myself, that's me, to grow and improve in the process. Why do I want to grow and improve in the process? Because if you want to master something, teach it. And I want to master very complex things, but I'm just going to teach the real simple thing. In my opinion, simple. Simple because ultimately, if you're selling cash secured put options on a stock that you don't mind owning, then at the end of expiration, it's a win-win situation. You either keep the premium and the option expires worthless, or you keep the premium and you buy a paper asset that you're happy to own anyways. So you basically get paid to buy assets. Sound like a good deal? Want to learn more about it? Here's a couple ways you can learn more about it. One, go to I Have Success website, download the cash secured put stock selection guide, download 3 stocks I sell cash secured put options on. Now it says 3 stocks I sell. That means that's because they're suitable for me. Chances are high they're not suitable for you. This is not a stock recommendation. It's to give you a philosophical, for lack of a better term, philosophical framework of how to potentially things to consider picking stocks. You can get the stock option Greek cheat sheet. You can get this one right here, but get those. You'll be sent some stuff, help you understand the market. Also, in the description of this video below, there's a link to that I Have Success website, and a bit below that there's something like a playlist, trading options for beginners. Watch that. It's got 5 videos in it. In between those downloads and watching those videos and then getting a paper trading account, you should have a theoretical idea of where to begin, and then with your paper trading account you can start applying theoretical knowledge into a paper trading scenario. Very similar to if you want to learn how to MMA fight. Maybe you punch a bag and kick a bag before you actually get into a real fight. So consider doing that, and then right here at the 3-minute and get ready 10 seconds, 3-minute and 10 seconds mark, there's a link to a video that doesn't really tell you how, but it explains some reasons why I think cash secured put options are great for every human being on earth. Okay, maybe not every human being on earth, but here's the qualifications. Number 1, you have internet connection. Number 2, you have a bank account. Number 3, you spend money at least once a year. So if you have an internet connection, you have a bank account, and you spend money at least once a year, you qualify for this. Without further ado, check this out. We come bearing good or possibly very bad news. It remains to be determined. On the bright side, since 1928, the S&P 500 index has only fallen for 2 straight years on 4 occasions. The Great Depression, World War II, the 1970s oil crisis, and the bursting of the dot-com bubble. Yeah, those are some 4 pretty bad occasions. Meaning that next year will likely be a better one for stocks if history has any guide. On the downside, when such outliers have occurred with 2 or more consecutive years, the second year has always been worse than the first, with an average decline of 24%. And I'll tell you what, I would be happy, very happy, if the stock market declined 24. You know, I don't want to get greedy, but 50 to 60, 70, 80, 90? Come on, let me buy stocks at $1. So PPI, this is one that sooner or later you're going to hear about. And just a quick explanation of it. Not too quick. That's not moving too quick though. So the PPI measures prices at the producer level before they are passed along to consumers. Since the producer price index measures prices of consumer goods and capital equipment, a portion of the inflation at the producer level gets passed on to the consumer price index. So that PPI was reported today. And if you have Tastyworks, which I have totally fallen in love with, and if you don't have Tastyworks, find some way to kind of stay up on your economic data. Maybe you need to pay attention to, boom, earnings reports. You know, if you trade in such a way that you need to pay attention to it, or you just want to be aware of it, stocks you trade, definitely do that. Monthly GDP coming up, new home sales, Baker Hughes rig count, and then next week we are looking at a variety of information starting next week, which what might have the most jobless claims, maybe that'll have a pretty big impact. You know, if you are not so interested in paying attention to this type of stuff, you know, check out that selling cash security put options on stocks you want to own. It potentially can make life relatively easy. Now, that's a lot of different charts here, isn't it? Yep, I organized this to be really, really easy for you. All these in green, these are treasury yields, anywhere from 1 month, 3 month, 6 month, and then 1 year, right? You see the one, see the month, one, no month means year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. In this, the green is the 10-year treasury, and this this line right here is SPX. So we see overall, and oh, one more thing I need to tell you. So this line chart is 1 week, right? So each little movement is going to represent a week of data, and we're looking at 1 year of information. So we're really seeing what we're seeing. You see all these green. See how basically they have been going up this year in the last 12 months. What's the stock market been doing? Basically going down. And we see these ETFs correlating with these different treasuries. This is 20 years. This is 20 to 30 years. Off the top of my head, I forgot what these two are. I'll find out for you later. But again, you know, if you're just going to be selling cash security put options on stocks you don't mind owning, you know, good dividend producing stocks, maybe sell some cover calls, do the wheel strategy. You might want to know this stuff, but you might not have to. Depends what you feel like doing. Let's take a quick look at the futures market. Futures. Now, futures are it's quite a bit more complex to trade than the stock market. There's a lot of different things involved, but you can kind of look at the futures as a future indicator of what a stock might do. It's not absolute, but and that's not why they call them futures. But you can do it. You can do that anyways. Here's a future price going on with the VIX right now. See, boom! Look, it broke out of that range, went way up here. Look at that 25, pulled back a little bit, over that 24. So in a short amount of time, boom, fear meter, future price of the fear meter kind of going up. We'll see if it stays up. ES is the S&P. What do we see? Now this is 1 month of from left to right, each candle 1 day. Look at this fear meter, 200-day moving average moving down, 200-day moving average moving down here. Battled that, tried to get above that 200-day moving average, not doing it. Dow Jones, flat 200-day, moving down last month. NASDAQ, under the 200-day, that's sloping down, moving down last month. Yeah. Russell 2000, same thing, trying to do that 200-day shuffle, failed on that. 10-year Treasury future. Is it making a W? Are we gonna see it break this resistance? 3.8. If so, remember that chart we looked at with those two lines comparing? If this really starts going up, we might see the stock market really drop. Or if it doesn't, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. But it's not an absolute, but sometimes that happens. Crude oil. Crude oil seemed to have broke this little pivot right here. Yeah, but it's looking weak. But it's definitely higher at the moment. Let's see what's going to happen around this 80. Seems like there's a lot of support resistance around that 80 area. Natural gas down here at the bottom of its trading range. Look at that. Whoop, just down. But it rallied up before it went down again. Gold. We see gold still above that 200-day moving average. And look at that. It definitely seems to be in this range of roughly, around 820-ish to, 1820-ish to about 1780. Silver. Look at that. Pretty much in an uptrend for this last month. If you just look at the month, and seems like maybe 23. Maybe it's gonna possibly is it gonna come back down here and test this 23. We will see. Bitcoin. Wow, that's a steep 200-day moving average. And just kind of moving sideways like it had been doing for like the last year. Quickly moving on to some general markets, which we have overlap. So if there's a bit of an overlap, we're going to skip those. A dollar index via UUP. Look at that. Last month, dollar just dropped down. Look at that. Look at this channel that is there, where you see, I think you can see, I can see how it's just in that really. We'll come back. We'll come back to that dollar once this drawing tool pops up. I haven't used it in a while, and I guess it's gonna keep taking a long time to load. What do we got here? TLT, 20-year treasuries, and we looked at that. All right, that's a bit of a wonky line, right? That's not too straight of a line. Now, I don't know if this is the best equity to do this on, what I'm about to tell you, right? I don't know if it is, but let's pretend, forget about these prices, right? Scratch out those prices, scratch out this name right here, and so how about this? We'll turn this to instead of UUP, how about just U? This is your company, U, and you incorporated your stock, whatever number it is, it doesn't matter. Let's look at this 200-day moving average sloping up, and what do we see? We see that this it basically goes down to this point and then rallies up, and then it goes down to this point, and then it rallied up, filled here, but it went back to that point, right? Wow, isn't that weird? Dropped down, almost got to that point, rallied up, hits here, comes back here. And it's not always like a specific dollar amount, but it's kind of in this range. So theoretically, right, UUP is probably not an ideal thing to do it on. You gotta find stocks that are suitable for you. But look at that pattern, going down, crashes through the 200-day moving average. You see it's in this channel. Could you potentially, when you notice this has established, could you potentially go short right here and cover your short up here? Whether that is or down here, whether that is actually shorting stock, whether that is buying a put, whether that is selling some sort of call options or call spreads up here, or maybe you wait till it drops down to this part of the channel and then you sell some sort of a put option or put spread down here, and then you close it when it goes back up here. So there's a variety of things you can do. But one of the things that you want to be able to do is start recognizing these kind of channels, what's going on, with the trend of that particular equity, and then from there you can start figuring out what sort of strategy to work with that. Okay, TLT. 20-year treasury, we took a quick look at that earlier. Gold contract, we looked at that. Crude oil, Bitcoin, we looked at that. VIX, we looked at the future, but look at here. Here's the actual VIX, VIX, or at least one of them, the one that we're looking at. And we see, boom, it got up to 24, but pulled back. Hey, let's get back to just that normal pointer. Get out of there. Get out of there. Okay. So, what this really meant, you see, look, this is generally how the VIX goes. See how this shadow of the candle, right? This body right there, right? See how we got the body here, we got the shadow coming up here, Look at over here. Look at that, huh? This long shadow down here, the body up here. It's not exactly the same length, but look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Generally speaking, the VIX is inversely correlated to S&P 500. Lately, it kind of hasn't been doing that as much, but so we see the VIX rise up to 24, pull back to 22, but still definitely higher than it opened today. And stock, SPX, Dow Jones Industrial, NASDAQ, Russell 2000, everything sold off. And then some buying pressure brought it up, so it didn't sell off as much. So look at this, getting some support right there in that 3,800 area. And for the Dow Jones, really holding up some support right in this area of that 200-day moving average. And up until this candle, it seemed like we had a pivot. So maybe we did have a pivot here, another pivot, and if so, it looks like it could just do what everything else is doing, right? These are the four main indices of the stock market. How many of them are below a downward sloping 200-day moving average? You know what? I'll answer that question for you. 1, 2, 3. How many of them are above a upslope, an uptrending 200-day moving average? I'll answer that for you too. 0. The only one that's above a 200-day moving average, it's a sideways moving 200-day moving average. Let's take a quick look at the different sectors that make up the S&P 500, and I found one I forgot about, which was communication. So let's blast through these relatively quickly. All right, how can we do it really quick? So we see we got 12 different charts here, right? We could really, if we really wanted to, we could open up each one of these and we could really examine, you know, really bar by bar and get detailed in here and kind of go through them. But you know, time is the essence. So let's just do it like this. Technology, we see below that 200-day moving average and dropping down, hit an all-time, is that a new high? Because I think a new low, because I think it hit a low right here. But yeah, it's making this low. So same thing, right? This is off the NASDAQ. It looks it's similar to the NASDAQ. We got the pivot here, maybe we got a pivot here. Also, let's see what's going to happen. Is it going to build support here? Is it going to be dropping? Maybe dropping, huh? All right. Healthcare. Healthcare had been one of the stronger sectors. That's why we see sloping slope up on that 200-day moving average. But look at the fun to the upside has really stopped starting here. Drop down. And we're basically, you know, kind of went sideways here. Financials, boom, down. Look at that 200-day moving average. Below the 200-day, sloping down. Look at that. Just down. Industrials, above that, sideways moving average, and sold off today. Come down here and test that. Hit a new monthly low. If I say all-time low while this is up, please forgive me and work with me on that. I mean, per the month. I don't think it's on all-time. All right, basic materials, also monthly low. Ooh, look at that, maybe look at number. Oh wow, and kind of went sideways for a little while, really falling apart. Communications. Let's double check on that since it's a new one. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Yeah, communication. And what do we see? Sideways a bit, right? Right, sideways here, and then boom, down. So now, look at even. Little gap. So it looks like maybe 48 might be showing us some resistance right now. We'll see what happens at the 46. And hey, look, everything else looking pretty weak. Energy. For the last month it was going down, but going side, kind of hitting some sideways here. I was wondering if this is going to be a W, but it needs a little more, I guess, if it's going to be really go up from W. Is it going to be an M instead? Looks like that. Could be. But here we go. Low. Higher low. Let's see what happens around the 82.50. How long is it going to start moving sideways? And consumer discretionary. Right below that downward sloping 200-day. Consumer staples. It was going sideways for a little over a month, and then just kind of fell apart right here. And come down, test that 200. Speaking of testing the 200, utilities. It tried to go over it. Tried to stay over it, can't. Falling apart here, and kind of just moving sideways. depending on how you see it, right in there in that range. Real estate took a dive, was in this little sideways channel, and retail. Wow, look at that. Anything else we could look at here? What might be worth looking at? Okay, so we looked at the interest rates, covered a little bit about what's coming up in the news. I don't want to tell you the name of the stock, but I will tell you that this what do I want here? There we go. Let's do this. This today, I don't know how it happened, but while all the stock market's going down, right? See these major indices going down. What happened was a stock that I sold just one put option on it, and because I want to build a position in the stock. So instead of just buying the stock, I sold a put option. It is at a price point that I'd be happy to buy the stock. And the stock, the stock was below my strike price. It was below my strike price considerably. And then today, it just rallied up. Like, it went like 70 cents over my strike price. So, man, I hope it drops back down, because I wanted to pick up 100 shares of this, and now it's like, I would have been, it was like, yeah, I thought it was going to get filled, at this. It is definitely not this. It's just a normal stock, but I thought it was going to be getting filled here, then all of a sudden, and in one day, it just like shot up like this. I'm like, whoa, man, it's way over there. But you know what? Guess what? I got paid a decent premium to sell this, and there's still, I think, 8 days left of my contract period. And I can just I could potentially sell another put option lower. I could buy some of the shares. I mean, really, I could sell and buy shares. Sometimes I'm doing that. So I really just love selling cash secured put options on stock that I would like to or wouldn't mind owning. It's just so fantastic for me. So check it out, see if you like it. And a lot of the stuff, I'm just experimenting with stuff. Like, to tell you the truth, someone showed me how to set this up. I have not played with it. To me, it just doesn't look like something I would particularly get involved in. But I will play with it a little bit. Lots of just testing different things, and just to give you a little heads up, slow stochastic daily chart, 60, both time frames 60. If you want to have a very, very accurate reporting of what happened in the past, hey, this is pretty accurate. Look at this, showing you this is the 200-day moving average, and this ultimately kind of works out to be about 3 months. And so we see for the last 3 months, yep, it's been going down, and we see, look at this. Look at how accurate this is, right? Watch this red line right here, and watch it in correlation with this. Look at that, just accurately reporting what happened in the past. Can you believe that? Can you believe if all the news anchors could report the past of what happened in the past, as well as a slow stochastic set at 60 and 60? Look at that, oh, right here, see right there? Oh, look at that. This day, this candle right here goes down, and look at, it's in the past, right? It's back here at 11th. Look at how accurately this stochastic at these settings is reporting the past. But here's the problem. Can you predict the future with it? And I'll tell you what, when it comes to making money in the stock market, maybe you can't predict the future, but you might want to have an idea of what might happen. Or, maybe you say, I'm just going to sell cash secured put options on a stock that I don't mind owning, particularly the rest of my life, and so cover calls on it if I get assigned. Either way, I'll just keep spinning that wheel, and not have to worry about as much stuff. I mean, there's still things that you could potentially worry about, or you could just do that. Check it out for yourself and see how accurate I am telling you this information. Anyways, we got the S&P 500 here. SPY, 10 years weekly on the line. And I don't mean on the line like it's going to go away. I mean on the line chart via, it's not candlesticks. Oh man, here we are. We've been testing the top part of this channel, right? We talked about those channels, right? Comes up here, rallies down here, boom. Right when it failed going back here, you could already start seeing, look at that little trend line, and then comes down here, goes up. You could draw one from here to here, but that's, it's like, it doesn't give you as much information. And then when eventually it comes down here, ooh, look at that. You can connect those two dots. And then it goes up. You project this down further. Oh, you see, it's past it. Past it. Is it going to break out? It did break out. Is it going to maintain out? No, it didn't. Comes up. Look at that. Test it. Doesn't have to touch it exactly. Gets in that range. Comes back down. And then look at it. Makes this little W. Comes up here. Look at that W. It's like, maybe here's the W. I don't know. Whatever. A, B, C, E, D, F, G, all that type of stuff. But anyways, so it's coming back down here, right? We're testing this top part of that channel, and we'll see how it goes. It seems like it's catching some support at 380. I think that's might have been what I said not too long ago. Like maybe it was yesterday's video. I don't know. I want to see what it does around 380. Look at here. It gets close to this 380 right here. Yeah, right in this area. It went a little bit past 380, but it comes back up. Looking over to the left, look at that, 380. Right? Look at right in here, right in this area. So it seems to be this range of like 380 to 390, roughly. And then if we want to extend that range out a little more, we could say 370 to 400. And then possibly could go out a little more, like somewhere around 360 up to possibly maybe 420, right? Because we see it touching right here. We see it kind of getting stuck in there and there. But right now, maybe it's going to be in a little tighter range. Now, I know some of you guys might be, the guys and girls and everything else might be, chuckling at that 320. So we got to balance this 320 out for the, 420. We got to balance this 420 out for other people. Right? Where was that at? Look at that. Right? Look to the right. Some people like 420. Some people like 357. So it seems like, we can just start getting tighter and tighter in this range between 420 and 327. We see it break above on either side, then maybe we'll have an idea. But again, going back to looking at the those various sectors. Let's take a look at the month. Okay, this is missing our communication, but that's all right. All right, monthly chart, monthly time frame. We see it. We see things looking right up overall, starting to go down here, up here. This one up, but kind of coming down, trying to move up. Right, so monthly. Let's look at weekly. Downtrend, sideways trend, downtrend, 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 up, down. Woo, wiggly wobbly sideways, wiggly wobbly sideways, down, down. And then we looked at that daily. So, I don't know. I'm thinking sideways or down. I'm saying, you're selling cash secured put options. Try to figure out whatever stock you're doing. Try to figure out kind of its trading range. Maybe try to sell your cash secured put options. You can sell it when it's on the far end of that trading range, low end. Get away from further out of the money. Close them out. Just go through, educate yourself so you can make some wise decisions. Check out ihavesuccess.com. Get anything that you might like out of that. And since you made it to the end of this video, I'll throw out something for you. I have I'm taking a class. If I can, I'm going to put another link right here. I don't know what minute it is because whatever my recording device stopped showing me the minute, but I'm put a link right here. You can see this VIX strategy that I learned, selling options with a VIX. But I'm in this class. I met this guy, and this class is based on Thinkorswim platform. I met this guy. I only met him from this class, but I've been helping him get his trading platform set up, showing him like, hey, you see right here, you can turn this on, you can turn it off. It's right there. Little just little things of like how to get things organized, and all these little type of things that I've been learning along the way. So my point is, if you get Thinkorswim paper trade for, I don't know for how long, but at the moment I will get on Zoom with you, and there's no financial cost to this. I will get on Zoom with you and do like I'm doing with my buddy. Why would I do this? Because I want to make more friends. I love talking about this stuff, and quite frankly, most of the people around me don't want to hear about it, and so I don't really get to talk about it much. I want to build my social network to be able to talk about this stuff. So the value, instead of paying me money, the value that you'd be giving me is friendship, camaraderie, based around a similar passion, which in this case is not just going to be the markets, but it's going to be the Thinkorswim platform. So that's the thing. It has to be Thinkorswim platform. And the other thing is, you can't be a pain in my butt. If you're a pain in my butt, like, I don't have friends that are pains in butts, right? Either do you. Anyone that's a pain in your butt, they're not your friend. So there's no financial exchange. It's just about friendship on a common thing. It won't be financial advice. It won't be anything. If you don't believe me, test me. Test me. Get on a free Zoom call and see if you get financial advice out of me. You won't. But, we just talk shop. If you want, hit me up. If you don't want, don't. I don't really care either way. And with that, you guys have a fantastic day. And there'll be some more stuff coming, probably, definitely in the next, every day I'm trying to put out a video, except for Saturday. And then hopefully in the first quarter of next year, I will have a product that I've been working on. And I guess I know I keep talking about, I'm going to end this, but all the stuff that I'm doing, I like doing this because it forces me to be accountable to what's good for me. And so I'm putting together a product that is coming together, and it's forcing me to be consistently monitoring more things. And you can check it out. It's going to be for a really low price. And if you download something from here, you get on a list, and you'll get the lowest price. At some point, following the model of a different gentleman who has an online business that's not even in the stock arena, but following his model, and at some point in the future, I will raise those prices when the time is right. But anyone that locks in their price before then, you'll be set in for life unless you cancel it. With that, I got some stuff to do. Get this uploaded. I hope you have a fantastic time, whatever time it is you're watching this.